Beck does Shrek. I appreciate it sounds a little bit like a porno, but it's not. You certainly will not find me doing any Shreks. It is. I just thought
We're
it
in
was
my
nice.
swamp now. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Interval Conversations. I'm so happy to be joined by one of my friends, Rebecca Cawthra. Becky, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. You?
I'm very good. Now, you may recognise Becky from shows in Halifax over the years. I've done a few with her. And she's also a professional makeup artist, which is what we're going to talk about today. So, Becky, how did you actually get into this business?
So when I was younger, I used to do a lot of work on television, acting, and I found myself getting more and more interested in what was going on inside the makeup van than I was when I got on set. So I just kind of and I was quite successful for while I was doing it, but I felt like I just wasn't getting the same buzz from it as I was when I was in the makeup van and watching like a transformation. So that's when I decided that I'd quit acting when I was 21 and went to university to study. I did a degree, BA Honours in Media Makeup and Special Effects, and it was brilliant, and I knew that that's what I should be doing. And I've always done shows as a hobby, like, and that still remains my hobby, and I love it. But now I've got my career that I also love, so I felt like I found a good sort of work-life balance. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
Yeah, so after university, where did it lead to job-wise? What experiences did you have?
It's quite a tricky industry to get into. It's a lot of who you know type situations. There's a lot of working free. There's a lot of assisting. So uni was good because it gave me like a groundwork of all the different sort of elements. So I could have gone into prosthetics or fashion makeup or television or all the different aspects of makeup. So that was what that was good for. And I discovered that I had a real passion for fashion, so I went into the commercial fashion sector. So I worked as an assistant for free for a while, and then I got in at a catalogue, and it just sort of stemmed from there really. Started doing makeup on models from all around the world, Brazil, everywhere, you name it, America, Russia, like some of the most beautiful women in the world. And then I got an agent, and then it just stemmed from there. Started working in the music industry. I've been lucky enough to do makeup at the NME Awards, met loads of sort of famous singers. Met Naomi Campbell actually. We sat on a table together.
So I'll just get that name you dropped.
I know, totally Naomi Campbell. And the best thing about it was she had these big shades on, and she was like, "Where are your parents?" And I was like, "Sorry." And she just thought I was really young, and I was 32 at the time, so I didn't really care who it was. If someone thinks I should be out with my parents, I'm pleased. I like them. So I've been all around the world with makeup now. Sort of South Africa, Miami, Europe. Yeah, I've been really, really fortunate. So I've done television commercials, music, videos, magazine covers, all sorts. So it's been really great. Yeah.
So going back to sort of your theatrical background as well, those two sort of combined last year when obviously Halifax Amateurs got the rights to do Shrek the Musical, and you actually opened up a new market within this business, didn't you? So would you like to explain Beck Does Shrek?
Beck Does Shrek. I appreciate it sounds a little bit like a porno, but it's not. You certainly will not find me doing any Shreks. It is. I just thought
we're in my swamp now.
So basically, me and my boyfriend Scott, we directed and choreographed it. And I wanted it to look as professional as possible. And so I pulled from my degree. I also did some prosthetics for the amateurs in Beauty and the Beast years ago. But this was on another level. This was making foam pieces, which I'd never ever done before. So I just give it a go, and found that I was the only actual supplier of Shrek prosthetics in the whole of the UK. So and in Europe, in fact. So then from going from doing Shrek for the amateurs until lockdown, I think I did 24 productions around Europe and the UK, because the only other place that you can get them from is America, and obviously then you get like custom charges and shipping costs. So yeah, I provide everything from the faces to the fairy tale creatures, cowls, the hands, and it's gone so much bigger than when I did it for the amateurs. I've just sort of expanded my inventory. So it's really great stuff, and it's not a sort of path I thought I'd be going in, because I've always done, like I was saying before, fashion, but it's great. It's allowing me to work from home a bit more time. I've got faces and ears all around my studio. So there's a box of ogre ears and fairy tale prosthetics. I can show you a bit of them. And then I've got a box of foam Shrek faces. All sorts of weird things. If anyone came in, they'd be like, what the bloody hell is all that? So yeah. So it's going well, yeah.
Yeah. But I definitely want to be made up as Shrek at one point.
Oh, absolutely. Anyone can be Shrek. Did you see my video where I made myself into Shrek?
Yeah, I'm gonna attach the videos onto this link once it goes out.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
could you tell us about the process you go through to turn someone into Shrek?
Yeah, so it's quite a lengthy process in the beginning. So I start by sculpting a face. I'm actually working on a new Shrek for small faces, because I found that a lot of sort of school editions are doing it, and the adult size face is a bit too big. So I'm currently sculpting a new Shrek face here in very early stages. So this is how it starts. I've got a sculpt out of a clay called Chavant, which is like a harder clay, so you can get more detail in it. And after that, I cast the sculpt, and then after that we make like a foam, which is where the tricky part comes in. It's got 5 ingredients in it, all chemicals, and it's got to be the exact measurements, and the room's got to be a certain temperature, certain humidity for it all to work. There's so many things that can go wrong, and then it gets baked in the oven, each face. So each face, for example, takes me around 6 hours in total to make. That's not manual hours, that's just from putting it in the oven for it to coming out and cooling. And then each face gets painted up, and only worn once, because it's like a foam, like a sponge. I'll get one out and show you, and I can see it sort of squash. I started dyeing the foam now, which is a new thing I've been doing. So these are some chins pieces in here.
Yeah.
So it's like a sponge, as you can see. It's really, really, really soft, really comfortable to wear. It's breathable. It's perfect for theatre because it absorbs sweat, so it doesn't fall off your face. And every part of this piece will get glued to the actor's face. So no matter what expression he does, it'll move. I'll probably regret doing that when I watch this video back. I'll be like, what are you doing? Yeah. Oh, here's one before I separate it. It's gone a bit wrinkled, but I separate them all apart. It's got a nose and a forehead. And I pull them all apart, so they're all separate pieces. Nose here. Yeah, so I glue it to the face. The process of actually applying it takes around 2 hours to obviously blend all the edges in, and then I colour the skin to make it the same colour as the pieces. And we apply the cowl as well. There's a cowl up here, I'll show you. I'm just working on attaching these to the cowl.
Yeah. Please. There we go. Oh, wow.
So that goes on over the head, a bit like a balaclava, cut the face out. And then the face piece to apply over the top. Yeah, so in total, I would say around 2 hours. So me and Joe Mitchell, we got extremely close in those times because we had a lot of hours together. But it was great. It was really good fun. And that's what I like about being a makeup artist. I like that relationship between either the performer or the model or just the person. If I'm ever doing private clients, you create a really close bond, and I really like that.
Because I was looking up, because obviously I work at Circle Lounge, and the show was next door. We got to do a bit of filming with Joe, and the amount of detail that's on like the makeup and the prosthetics, even up close, was just like, wow, there's a lot of time put into that. Like first time seeing Joe, I was like, What?
I
It
know
wasn't for
it's
his
really
voice, you wouldn't tell.
transformative. I think as well, I think every actor at some point should get to wear a prosthetic to know what it feels like. And I think it's just it takes your performance to a whole other level. I remember the first time we put it on for Joe and he came to rehearsal and his performance as Shrek it just went up. He just felt like Shrek, and he was using his ears and his head, and you could see it just changed him. And I think it's really a bit like costume. When you get your costumes for a show, you begin to feel like the character. And makeup, I think, takes it just again, especially prosthetics, to that sort of next level, which I really liked seeing. But it was great when he came in the bar and we did all the meet and greets. And the biggest test for me was if the kids thought it was Shrek up close, and we did the meet and greets and the kids believed they were meeting Shrek. So for me, that was like the best, because they don't lie kids, do they? So.
Oh, no. So, has there been any like major mishaps whilst making these prosthetics along the way?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've had to redecorate my whole kitchen because when I was making it, the mess was another level. It was just green everywhere, and the foaming process took me. I'm not really very scientific as a person, and it's a real science. So every time when I first started trying to make the foam pieces, it was just going wrong. There was air bubbles, and I was just really like, getting so down with it all. I thought, God, I've told the amateurs now that I will do these prosthetics, and they're not working, and I was just really panicked. But yeah, in the end, it all came together, and it was good. But yeah, but unfortunately, weirdly, I got a new oven, and it was faulty, and I put the casting, and the oven wasn't at the right temperature, even though it said on the dial it was. It's only a really low temperature. You only cook it at about 80 degrees. And it had gone up to full temperature and it exploded my cast in the oven. So I'm actually having to start all over again. Which, we not have gone into lockdown, I would have been really panicked about. But luckily, I've got this sort of luxury of time at the minute where I can work. And also, I learned a lot, so I'm going to improve on it. So I've tried to take the positive. But I'm not going to lie, I had a bit of a cry. I was just like, oh. But yeah, so it's not without its mishaps, Nathan, let me tell you.
Oh. But, sorry, I've lost all my questions. Where have they gone?
Don't worry.
So, have there been any highlights of the years? I know you've mentioned doing Shrek. I know you've mentioned working abroad. Has there been a personal photo shoot or production?
I would say my first trip was probably my highlight, because for years I never accepted trips because I'm a little boyfriender. And then when I was ready to go on trips, they just didn't seem to be coming around. So when I finally got one, it was to Menorca. I'd never been before, and it was just a really special moment. I just felt like, God, somebody's willing to pay for me to go to another country to do my job. We had a private chef. We stopped in a luxury mansion for 16 days, and we were just treated like princesses, and that's with cotton traders. And I've made some of my sort of closest friends through that job now. So yeah, so shout out to them, because they take me everywhere and they're just fabulous. So for me, I would say that's a real highlight. I mean, obviously I did the front cover of Roller Coaster magazine, and I've also done the front cover of the Enemy magazine 3 times now. So they're also real highlights, and I was really lucky. And I worked with the 1975 and Pale Waves, which were really great as well. But yeah, I'm a bit of a home bird as well. So as much as it's great going down to London and doing the whole fashion and music scene, I actually just love being up north, just doing my job and coming home and getting to still do my hobbies as well. So yeah.
That's good to hear. I just have one last question. Do you have any advice for anyone wanting to go into this business?
Yeah. So my advice would be to be prepared to work for free and assist people for free in the early stages. Keep going. Don't take no for an answer. We do what's called testing in the industry, which is you'll get a group of people together, models, photographers, makeup artists, stylists, and everyone works for free, and you create a really beautiful image, and that way you can get your book looking as professional as possible. So you can find models who are willing to work for free, on Instagram, or there's a site called Model Mayhem. So test, work for free, and just keep at it. Really, I think it's such a great career if you're willing to put in the hard work in the beginning. And yeah, it's great. You get to meet all different people from all different cultures, and I love it.
Really good. So where can people find you? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter?
Yeah, Facebook. Oh, I don't have Twitter. I don't really understand Twitter.
No one does.
No, I don't get it. So yeah, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yeah.
My new favourite.
Yeah. Becky started a big TikTok group. I've contributed a couple.
Yeah, it's great. I think they're really good fun, and I think that's kind of where it's all going now, because there's a lot of makeup artists on there doing sort of transformative makeups.
Yeah, I've seen everyone do that whole challenge where they drop it.
That yet. Yes.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. That's been Becky. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Interval Conversations.